you've had something that's been weighing on your heart and in your mind since the weekend.
Yes,
what is it?
I have. And some of you guys have been trying to guess what it is. It's the new Michael Jackson documentary.
Oh, I actually was thinking about propose. I was like, dude, I was wondering if Gee's actually going to see this. You in movies? I wasn't sure. I thought about bringing it up. So I'm curious here.
So let me go around the horn. Nick, do you think I would go and see this Michael Jackson documentary?
I think eventually. I don't know if you'd see it in theaters, but I think you would end up watching it at some point.
Ursula, do you think I would watch this Michael Jackson documentary?
I know. I'm going to say no.
You're right. Here's the thing. This documentary right now is buzzing. I got family, I got friends dressing up as Michael Jackson, going to see it and support it. Oh, Mike this, Mike that, MJ this, MJ that. I mean, lining up to support. A lot of folks buying tickets, streaming the music. I mean, it's crazy. But here's the question I want to ask. Where's that same energy for O.J. Simpson? Huh? Hear me out. Hear me out. I told you. We go. Yeah. I'm glad you got that look, Ursula.
Oh my God.
I'm not here to convict anyone on this topic. I'm just here to talk about and point out how we pick and choose. Michael Jackson was investigated in 1993. You guys remember? He was investigated for abuse against children, a child. He settled out of court during that time, too, if you remember, for $20 million. He was charged in 2005. He was acquitted. He was found not guilty by the court of law. O.J. Simpson tried in 1995. He was acquitted, found not guilty in the court of law. Same justice system. So, one gets a documentary celebrating how much of a genius he was, and the other gets treated like basically trash the rest of his life. I'm not here for or against. I'm just trying to point out the difference in how these are treated. If innocent until proven guilty only counts when you like the person, then what is the deal? Right now, we talk about some of I got family members, Ursula, that are talking about, what about the Epstein files? What about they're screaming at? And then the next minute, they just running to go see the Michael Jackson documentary. Again, I'm not judging you if you went. I'm just saying it seems to be a different type of energy when it comes to, I just gave an example of an O.J. Simpson who was found not guilty and acquitted. And by the way, full disclosure, do I think O.J. did it?
Yes.
Yes, I do. That's not my point. But I'm just saying it seems like there's an out. So when they do this movie with Michael Jackson documentary, it's up until a certain point. It's before 1993.
Before the allegations. So it focused on his music, his family, his upbringing, and his impact in the. I'm guessing that's what it is.
They do,
because that's the compartmentalization I have to do every single time I listen to a Michael Jackson song.
but I'm just trying to just bring up, and again, it's been bothering me, and so I found a time. And by the way, you all, Ursula's hearing this for the first time, so she's taking it all in at the same time as you all are doing. But I just wanted to point out that if there was a definition of hypocrisy, this is just it. I can assure you that if a movie came out about O.J. Simpson and his career, right? Like you cringe, Ursula, when I said that, right? Oh, and you know what?
Well, and I think that he still gets too much. It's like B or D level celebrity, but I still think that he gets too much.
Michael gets
coverage.
too much. Michael gets too much coverage to me. If there's someone if you cringe about OJ, then that level of cringe should be the same way about MJ.
Yes. Okay. I'm just trying to work it in real time right now through my head because there's a part of me that says, do I think Michael Jackson did creepy things and was just socially awkward as all get out? Yes. Do we know for a fact that he did, and again, I mean,
Do we know for a fact
do we
that
know for a
OJ did
fact-
it?
Well,
Come on now, Ursula. Come on now. Do we? I mean,
Okay.
wait a minute. In 1990, just so we're clear.
yes.
In 1994, MJ paid Jordy Chandler $20+ million.
Yeah.
So he paid
Yeah.
20. Now, wait.
I think bottom line, two things.
Okay.
OJ, what does OJ have that is redeeming right now? That's not even of value right now. Michael's music. I know that there's some people who say I boycott it altogether. I'm a hypocrite because one of my favorite songs to this day is "Man in the Mirror."
That's fair. I think you could have a favorite Michael Jackson song, and then there's some people that are texting in and saying OJ was found guilty in civil court. Michael Jackson paid Jordy Chandler $20+ million in 1994, and then after that, 11 years later, he was charged in 2005. MJ was found not guilty. OJ was found not guilty. So, anyways, I didn't want to harp on it. I just wanted to give you guys
I'm glad you bring it because you're
been on my
giving
heart.
because I've been wondering whether I should go watch the documentary.
And by the way,
Again, only for the purposes of understanding those early years, but also knowing that he was an extremely flawed person who may have done horrible things, and yeah, I mean,
I just want to say this, and here's the beauty about bringing this up. 253 says nobody cares. Okay.
no, our text line is blowing up.
The beauty about bringing this up is this is the reason why I used OJ on purpose. I used OJ because what it does is it forces people to justify why one is more popular than the other. Some will say, well, the
And
reason
what crime was more heinous than the other?
Oh, did you guys? Oh,
Well, and I'm not trying to say,
see,
a double murder,
slippery slope.
versus it is a slippery slope.
Slippery
They're all
slope.
heinous.
See,
Yes.
that's why I used OJ in this case, because it is definitely both crimes are
Yes, they're
absolutely
horrible.
awful,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so both of them found not guilty.
Yes.
So it kind of makes you, and so I just wanted to point out just the double standard.
There is
that
a double
was the
standard.
only
and
reason
there is
why I brought this
hypocrisy.
up.
Okay, question for you though.
What's that?
So what do you do when you hear a Michael Jackson song?
I listen to a Michael Jackson song the same way I have on television when there's been a series talking about the OJ trials. I've watched that before. I'm just saying that it seems like when people are watching Michael Jackson, they're watching it with the celebration hat. When people go watch OJ, there is no celebration hat. I just wanted to just point out the difference between OJ and MJ.
Would you see? And I'm trying to be careful only in that I don't want to reduce one of the allegations when it comes to Michael Jackson versus OJ. That all said. Was it Scott and Renton who just said, hang on a second, he said, different type of energy, two totally different people and circumstances, no hypocrisy.
Two different type of people. Ann from Kitsap says Michael Jackson was a darling in popular culture for his entire life. He had a place.
Not his entire life.
Listen. He had a place in the hearts of America for decades before his fall. OJ was a sports figure. We knew him for how long? OJ, Okay,
OJ was a humongous star until
as far as
he
popularity.
Wasn't. Yes,
No
Michael
doubt.
Jackson, of
Michael
course.
Jackson. But are you guys trying to say that OJ wasn't loved? I mean, OJ was loved before his fall. So I'm just saying, they both had a fall. One still gets celebrated. The other one, I tell you what, if I came into the studio during Halloween and I was dressed up as O.J. Simpson for Halloween, you don't think there'll be some comments and some problems if I did that?
Oh, goodness. Well, I don't think anyone would be okay with you dressing up as Michael Jackson either.
Yes, it would. How
Should
would I
they?
get if I dressed up as Michael Jackson? There would be no problem. That's where the hypocrisy is, and I'm
I
just
think
trying.
some people would have a problem. Some people would have a big problem.
Well, people have been dressing up all over social media, going to see it. I told you I got family members
yep.
dressing up. I got friends dressing up, going to see it. Michael, again.
Do you agree with Christopher in Mount Lake Terrace, who says Michael Jackson's movie should never have been made?
Yes, but that's not how capitalism is, right? You're gonna make your money. Now, Janet isn't a part of the movie, right?
Yeah, one thing I think it's a detail that is important here. This isn't technically a documentary. This is one of those biopics.
Yes.
So it's not actually,
It's not
when you have documentary, it's kind of interviews and a little bit more. This is more
biopic.
fictionalized. It's very similar to Bohemian Rhapsody, where they told the story of Queen, but not the full story of Queen. Because there's a lot. I've seen some of the stuff of this movie is. This is very much a biopic celebration. Skips over a lot of stuff.
So question. Here's a question. Would there be a biopic on Bill Cosby? Would they celebrate Bill Cosby? Did Bill Cosby do a lot? Was he loved? Was he in the hearts of America every Thursday night on NBC? And by the way, if you're disagreeing with me, great. I just want to have this conversation.
And wasn't Bill Cosby actually convicted?
Yes.
Yes.
Very much so.
Yes.
Yes.
It was very clear. Bill Cosby was convicted.
That's all. Hey, and by the way, I hope you all take this conversation and have it with some friends over the weekend and just talk about it and use the OJ MJ comparisons. By the way,
Or even Bill Cosby, too. Throw that in there.
yeah, the MJ OJ is the closest because they were both found not guilty of awful crime.